Hey guys, while this channel's primary focus is going to be on the single player and couch co-op experience of the days of old, the first game I really want to talk about is a real gem that's almost completely forgotten. I've mentioned it to friends and coworkers, and as old as I am, none of them still have ever played or heard of this game even. And that's a fucking shame, so we're going to talk about it today. And that game is Subspace. Well, it's actually called Continuum. Well, really, they're the same fucking game, but they changed the name of it, and I'm not entirely sure why. But what's important is that this game is old. Like, it came out in 1997, but I didn't play it until it was mentioned on Tech TV. I don't remember what episode or anything like that, and unfortunately, there's really no one left at G4 to ask, but suffice it to say that that TV show convinced me to download this game with one king phrase: free. And it's still free, God bless. And funnily enough, when I popped on to remember and revisit this gem, it still has a fucking community. There are still people playing this game 25 fucking years later. I can't fucking believe it. And me, being the greatest gamer alive, I had to dive in. Uh, and it's effectively, this game is just asteroids with PvP, and it takes me back to a day when games weren't overly monetized, released before they were ready, or eternally broken. You know, the days when games worked, and if they didn't fucking work, the company failed. Everyone was laid off, went homeless, and had to give hand jobs or else die on the streets like they fucking deserve. Okay, ignoring that can of worms, this game is still actually a lot of fun today, and the trick is in the just the simplicity, just the crispness. There's a lot of horseshit in this game. It's not perfect, but it's not fucking trying to be. It's trying to be fun, all right? And I recommend it for anyone wanting something to relax to, okay? Do you really want to come home from a stressful fucking day of work and try and play League of Legends solo? Where you're just going to get stomped on because inevitably one of your teammates AFKs, or you end up with like triple top. It's stupid, and it's just going to increase your blood pressure. It's not going to relax you. It's not even close to being a relaxing hobby. This game is. And it's just impossible to take this game too seriously. There's no voice chat to tilt you, no fucking 12-year-old telling you to suck his cock and eat his asshole. Uh, I spent almost the entire time in this game just shooting the breeze with guys who've been playing off and on for nearly 3 decades. And you know what? I was doing all right. You know, I am the greatest gamer alive. And as one wise man said, if one wants to own, he must own it all games. So I shot the breeze with some guys, and they fucked me up a little bit, but then I started fucking them up. I was just an Italian fucking chef just chopping up the garlic towards the end, listening to reggae music, a real pastafarian. And it reminded me, like, when this game was newer and more popular, there was a very active community of players. And I mean, yeah, every game has its glory days where it was the most popular, and we all have fond memories of it. But this game doesn't have the nostalgia glasses on for me, okay? This game's just good. It's simple, and, when it was more popular, there was a more active community where you would get, like, silly and fun game modes, and it was always just a fucking hoot. I remember someone typing spin to win once whenever we were all waiting. There were like 50 to 100 players just waiting in this one room, all stuck in their little spaceships together, waiting to get spawned into the game. And one guy typed spin to win and just held down one of the arrow buttons to rotate on his, axis, and everybody started doing it, and the server just fucking crashed because people were playing on 28.8K and 56K. Broadband was brand fucking new. So stuff like that is still funny, but it doesn't really happen anymore. It's kind of sad, but that's the way a lot of places, end up whenever they've been online for so long. But Trench Wars is the server I played on. It's my favorite server. Really, the game's pretty simple. You fly in a spaceship. There are 8 different ships. You use your shields, which is your health, as ammo because they regenerate. And it's very much a glass cannon playstyle for most of the ships. If you hit someone with a bullet, your 1 bullet, or your 2 bullets in some cases, if you get 2 shots, they die. So it makes it to where you really need to be sure of your shot before you pull the trigger. Um, I prefer Trench Wars over some of the other game modes, but like there's extreme games, Death Star Battle, stuff like that, where multiple shots are really required to get the job done on somebody. But Trench Wars was always the most popular. It was the most simple to learn, I think. You didn't have to get too invested to start seeing some success. Uh, Trench Wars is a basing map, which is basically one spot is the base. It has a flag that you capture and hold, and if you hold it for a certain amount of time, your team wins and it resets. Uh, I can't recommend not doing that enough. I find basing kind of boring and kind of the old fogey style of playing. I much prefer just dogfighting out in the nothingness, bouncing off of little asteroids and stuff like that. It's just way more fun to me. It's basically pubbing like it was in the old days of Counter-Strike. So yeah, I can't really recommend this game enough. If you have some curiosity and time to spare, or if you're on the road with a crappy laptop, or maybe you just have a potato PC and just want to be able to play some games with your friends, have them all download Continuum. It's free. You can shit talk your friends while you snipe them. It's a lot of fun. And, it didn't take long. It took maybe a day of me playing off and on to start getting back to where I was at least at a 1-1 kill ratio. Again, greatest gamer of the fucking to ever live. And I at least understood the mechanics of it at the end. So I didn't, I could go on the next day, and I'm no longer really learning anything other than just honing my skills, sharpening the sword. Anyway, that's really all I got for you today. I just wanted to see this game get a little bit more of the respect and love that it deserves. It's not really talked about on YouTube at all, even though it's such an iconic and important asset in online gaming. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I already said that, but fuck it. I'm not editing this shit. Alright? I'm not quite there yet. I'm new at this, and fuck you all if you think otherwise. Alright? Enjoy the game. Download it. Steam. It's free. What more do I need to tell you? What are you going to lose? Right? Listen to some JRE while you shoot people and think about DMT.